David Boyle and I'm quitting alcohol. So the countdown is on. I will be in Spain in 6 days. 6 days until Spain, and then I will be rolling into Ireland. I think I'll be going on the 25th, and then I think we're just going to bounce, me and the kids are just going to bounce into India. Financially and mental health wise, it does not work out to put 2 kids in summer camp for a month and then have them lurking around from like 2 or 3 o'clock, because like these summer camps, like you do half a day ones or like full day ones, or you do the overnight ones. The overnight ones are like $1,200 to $1,600 a week. The half day, full day type things, you're talking like, if you really want a bare bones shit one, like $350 to $700 is what you're looking at. Like, it's just a lot. I don't know how people put multiple kids in these camps. It's fucking insane. I was speaking to one of my son's friend's parents, and he said the same thing. He's like, every year we just go away for the summer because the cost of these camps is just too fucking much. So we haven't bought the fucking tickets yet, but that's what it's looking like. A month in India before their school starts, and my son has to get a fucking dental procedure done, which is going to cost an absolute fortune here, and it will cost nothing in India. So that's where we're at the moment with that. I think that's the best thing to do. I think that's the best way to go. I've run the numbers and I'm like, it makes no sense to stay in the US for a month with the kids just fucking at summer camp. I don't really want to fucking go to India for a month either, because I'm not that excited about going to India, because we're actually going to India for my wife's 40th in the not too distant future, like early December. So we're doing the double banger India trip, and then the flights we're looking at are also like fucking 39 hours. There's one that's like 9.5 hours in Abu Dhabi airport or Qatar or something like that. There's another one that's in Saudi Arabia airport. Anyway, fucking that's what happens. That's what happens when your investments are down 40%. Iron and Cypher over the last month, since I said I was going to start selling, are down 40%. And that's all right. I did sell. I sold a lot, but I probably should have just sold the lot. I should have sold the lot. And there was a little bump today, 15%, so I sold a bit more. But I haven't paid tax on any of this, and there's going to be tax bills coming, and fucking we were just on the phone to an accountant, and that's also a fucking nightmare coming up. So I really need to bunker down, consolidate, hope the market goes up a little bit, cash out. Oh my God. Fucking, this is fucked. My son's at home all day at the moment as well. I went out and fucking trained him in soccer again today and pulled one of my calf muscles. Like, tore the shit out of it. I'm limping around. I started running again, and every fucking other jog, I tear one of my calf muscles. It's all happening, people. It's all fucking happening. Anyway, it's Ask Boyle. I couldn't find a current worthy Ask Boyle this week. No one sent one in. The person who was going to send one in, people do that all the time. They're like, I'm going to send something in. They didn't send it in. But I remember there was a comment on one of my episodes. It was Inflection Point. So I'll answer that. This is from Joe James in the comment section of Spotify. And this is replying to my theory that Africa is going to take over in the next couple of World Cups. Might not be the next one, but by 2 World Cups time, Africa is going to be dominating. So Joe James asked this: what about Spain's football future, Boyle? Also, would you extrapolate on all this demographic stuff to economy, culture, political power? Oh, Billy Jojo, you have come to the right place. So Spain's fucked as well. Spain is just as bad as probably worse. Spain is 1.2 children per woman. That's lower than fucking even Germany and Italy. Spain is cooked in the long term. There's no way you can fight demographics. You can ignore it. You can pretend it's not going to happen. But the reality is people get old and they die. And unless you are replacing those people in the younger generations, then your population shrinks unless there's immigration, mass immigration. And the landscape of a country, if you don't immigrate, looks exactly like Japan. Japan refused to use immigration to bolster their demographics. That's a choice they made. And the first thing that dies is the rural areas, the small towns. They all just become ghost towns. What happens is, just think like a small town American or Australian or Canadian or whatever, a town of fucking 5,000 people. They build a supermarket to service 5,000 people. Over the years, the population dies or leaves, or it's just reduced. The economics of that supermarket were based around 5,000 people, and probably the hypothetical that the population would grow over time. No one ever talked about Elon Musk, actually. Credit where credit is due. He has been talking about demographic destruction for ages now. And he's right. So the supermarket has economics that fit that region. Then people die off, people leave. Maybe the supermarket can fucking last with a population of 3,000 people. It's barely clinging on when the population goes to 2,500 people. Then when it gets down to 2,500 people, it accelerates. People die off quicker, but also people are leaving because they're like, there's no one here. It sucks. You can't get workers. Business is closed down. The supermarket, which is the fucking place you get your food, your lifeblood, eventually closes because food gets delivered there. There's economics to it. Eventually, the economics don't work. And because we live in a capitalist utopia, there's no charity. It's not like, there's still fucking 1,500 people out there that need to eat. Let's still send the trucks there and fucking stack the shelves. No, that's not what happens. What happens is the supermarket shuts down. Commerce and it's not just the supermarket, banks leave, everything leaves. But the problem is also fucking, once you hit a certain point, no one moves in because there's no jobs, there's no commerce. Like, these small towns just cling on for survival. It doesn't matter if there's houses there. If there's no economy there, and economies depend on people, and economies depend on an expanding population as well. It doesn't necessarily need to be expanding, but it needs to be stable and not shrinking. So eventually the supermarket shuts down, but before then, House prices have completely tanked. People have fled. And eventually you've just got a ghost town. People move. The remaining people move to where the jobs are. People move to where the jobs are. The cities get larger and more packed, more condensed, and the outer regions become ghost towns. That's just what happens. You can use immigration to plug these holes to a certain extent, but then you cause political unrest, like in just about every single European nation, Australia, the US, everywhere. And there's pushback, but as soon as the immigration stops, this demographic decline takes hold. So you're fucked either way. You either immigrate and postpone it, or you refuse immigration and consolidate into smaller and smaller areas, which means, like, for the US, a lot of the border with Mexico will just go back to Mexicans. It wasn't that long ago that the US took Texas. Maybe Texas won't go back. There's a lot of fucking guns in Texas. But it's not even like, it's not even a fight. It's just a creep. It's a population creep. And unless you exterminate a population from the land that you took, like, just look at the history of colonialism. The only places that successfully held the territory were the US, because they killed all the indigenous Indians, Australia, because we killed all the Aboriginals, and Canada, because you killed all the Aboriginals there as well. You didn't kill all the Mexicans. All the Mexicans didn't get wiped. So eventually, over time, over the long span of time, as the American population decreases, which it is rapidly, that land that was taken will eventually just naturally go back to the Mexicans. I know no one wants to hear that, but it's just what happens. You just need to read history books. If you read history books, that's what happens. But what it means is, for the people that remain, especially with the new technological advances and drone surveillance and all this sort of shit, there's going to be a lot of unrest. That's what it means. That's what all this means. I'm not exactly sure how it plays out over the next 100 years, what that looks like, but things are going to look extremely different to what they do now. All you need to do is wait out another 50 years. Wait out 50 years, see what the population looks like then, and then you'll be able to sort of map out what's happening. Who's got the power, who's on the rise, who's on the fall. But to me, it's pretty obvious what's going on. Anyway, thank you for sending in that not even question. Thank God you posted a comment, so I had something to talk about. Anyway, fucking, that'll do it for tonight. And I'll see you the fuck later.